Breaking this morning, civil rights icon Jesse Jackson has died. Ahead, we'll look at the legacy he left behind.
Plus, it is the spring primary day. We're going to break down what's on the ballot.
Plus, 2 Goodwill locations are receiving major grants to improve housing in the area. How these grants could help address safety concerns.
It was a little scary because you could definitely tell he was in shock.
And a close call on a Cooley Region lake. Why this truck didn't go fully underwater and the condition of the driver.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday, February 17th. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get to the death of the civil rights icon Jesse Jackson in just a moment. But first, we're going to check in with Savannah Brito on your first warrant forecast to get us ready to step out the door. What can we expect?
Well, we are not expecting record-breaking warmth this morning or afternoon like we saw yesterday. This is a look at how high we did see temperatures go. 64, that shattered our old record, 45-year-old record of 57. That was set back in 81 by hitting 64 yesterday. A lot of surrounding areas also saw record-breaking warmth. We at least everyone made it into the upper 50s. 58 was the coolest temperature yesterday, and that was very mild. We're at 31 right now. We do have clouds that are increasing, calm winds. We will see winds rebound with gusts ranging about 25 miles per hour, maybe as high as 30. That's going to be closer to the evening and overnight hours, but temperatures still looking to be in the 50s, lower to mid 50s today, and then the upper 50s tomorrow. But again, that's not record breaking, unfortunately. We'll have a look at the storms that we're going to see as we head into tonight and early Wednesday morning coming up in a bit.
Savannah, thank you. Now back to that breaking news this morning. American civil rights icon Jesse Jackson has died at 84.
Jackson's organization, the Rainbow Push Alliance, says that he was battling a neurodegenerative condition. During the civil rights movement, Jackson would hold a leadership role in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s movement. He was also widely known for pressuring companies to hire more African-American workers in the early 70s. He would then go on to protest against police violence across the nation.
Reverend Jackson made some notable visits to Wisconsin. In 2011, he rallied thousands of protesters during the Act 10 protest at the state capitol and marched alongside them. He spoke in Kenosha as recent as 2020 following the deadly shooting of Jacob Blake and the protests that followed. CBS Mornings will have extensive coverage of the life and legacy of Reverend Jesse Jackson following News 3 Now this morning at 7 o'clock.
To the state capitol now, where tonight Governor Evers is slated to give his final State of the State address.
Few details have been released about this year's speech. Last year, Governor Evers declared 2025 the year of the kid, prioritizing education funding. He later signed a law limiting cell phone use in schools and a $111 billion state budget that boosted funding for child care and the University of Wisconsin system. Tonight's address is scheduled to begin at 7 o'clock.
It is spring primary election day 2, so let's take a look at what could be on your ballot today. Unlike previous elections, there is no statewide race on the ballot today, meaning the ballots are going to look different depending on where you live. If you live in Dane County, there are 3 board supervisor races for seats in District 12, which is Madison's north side, District 15 on the west side of Madison and southern Middleton, and District 28, which covers the northwest portion of the county. All 3 have candidates on the ballot. There's also a race to fill Supreme Court Justice Susan Crawford's former seat on the Circuit Court. The candidates are Fitchburg immigration attorney Huma Ashan, Madison attorney Nathan Wagner, and the incumbent Judge Ben Jones.
A quick reminder, Union Cab of Madison is offering free rides to the polls for voters in Dane County. The service runs from 7 this morning until 8 tonight when the polls close. To request a ride, you can call 608-242-2000 and ask for a Democracy in Motion ride. Wheelchair accessible vehicles are also available.
This morning, a UW student is facing charges accused of recording videos of other students using the bathroom. UWPD says it happened Sunday at a residence hall on campus. Police received several reports from victims who say that the man would drop their phone under the stall divider with the camera recording and facing up. One victim said that he picked up the phone and found several recordings. Police arrested a 19-year-old man from Berlin, Wisconsin, who lives in the residence hall. He's facing pending charges of disorderly conduct and 3 counts of capturing an image depicting nudity without consent.
New this morning, we're working to learn more about a gas leak at an assisted living facility in DeForest. It happened last night at Parkside Assisted Living. An employee confirms to News 3 Now that all residents were evacuated and accounted for.
We now know more about the deadly crash on Park Street that killed a West High School senior. Police say they have booked a 51-year-old woman into the Dane County Jail. She's facing charges of negligent operation of a vehicle. Police say that she hit and killed 17-year-old Sasha Rosen. Investigators say that video evidence shows speed was a significant factor in the crash. They say there is no evidence, though, of any cell phone use or impairment. The crash has led to a push for safety on Park Street to be taken more seriously.
In Oregon, 2 people were hurt after an SUV crashed into a school bus. Police responded to an intersection near St. John's Lutheran Church. They say an SUV failed to stop at a stop sign and struck a bus carrying 3 children. The bus driver and the children were not injured, but the bus was damaged. The driver and a passenger in the SUV were taken to the hospital. Police say the driver is expected to be cited. Time now 6:05 to national news now. We're learning more about a deadly shooting at a Rhode Island hockey game.
Pawtucket authorities now saying that 3 people are dead, including the shooter, and 3 others are hurt in what they're calling a targeted incident. Video capturing the moment the hockey game devolved into chaos as players rushed off the ice. Officials now reporting that the shooter, Robert Dorgan, had shot themselves and was at the rink to watch a family member. However, they did not give a motive. Did say that someone in the crowd helped subdue the shooter.
A good Samaritan stepped in and interjected in the scene, and that's probably what led to a swift end of this tragic event.
I mean, I'm doing good. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm just trying to stay calm, you know.
The school district there says all the players are accounted for.
At any moment, U.S. and Iranian officials are set to begin a second round of nuclear talks in Geneva, Switzerland. The diplomatic meeting comes as Iran holds naval drills in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical trade route where about 20% of the world's oil supply passes through. A maritime risk assessment group says ships in the area received radio warnings about live fire exercises scheduled for later today.
Well, right now, the Pacific Coast is bracing for a second big storm in Northern California. The severe weather already leading to flooding, road closures, and even some rescues. The National Weather Service now extending a flash flood warning for parts of LA County, despite some areas already reporting damage. Meanwhile, in the Sierras, heavy snow is making roads hazardous, even causing some traffic to grind to a halt at the California-Nevada state line.
Some more local news. 2 Goodwills of South Central Wisconsin earned grants to help invest in local housing.
The awards total $65,000. They're a part of the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority's Foundation's $2 million statewide grant efforts. The funds will help Sandra Hall apartments in Madison that were damaged by flooding. Will also go toward installing a new sprinkler system at Jefferson County apartments.
It's really important to us to invest in these properties and receive these funds to help us. I would also say that we know that jobs change lives, but the foundation starts with a good, stable housing, safe and stable housing.
Goodwill's stable housing program includes 2 group homes and 74 subsidized apartment units. They provide safe and stable housing for low-income adults living with long-term mental illness and senior citizens.
Officials at the Overture Center say their fundraising campaign has reached its $30 million goal. Funds have already been used to install a new hot water boiler, upgrade the building's cooling system, add new technology, and replace the roof. The campaign will continue to grow the endowment for future improvements.
Oh, nothing gives you summer vibes quite like the Beach Boys, and they are going to be the headliner on the final day of the State Fair this year. The show is set for August 16th. It'll be part of the band's latest tour, The Sounds of Summer. The Beach Boys are celebrating America's 250th anniversary as well as the 60th anniversary of their groundbreaking album, Pet Sounds. Tickets for the show go on sale Friday on the State Fair's website.
6:08, take a look at this video here. A pickup truck broke through the ice in Alaska. Witnesses say the vehicle drove near a spring where the ice was thinner. So when it fell through, it actually caught on an underwater structure, preventing it from sinking completely. The driver escaped without injuries.
It was a little scary because you could definitely tell he was in shock after the fact, but we were able to get him to the landing to be seen by the first responders.
The witness also says other vehicles stayed closer to the middle of the water where the ice was thicker.
I'm glad to hear they're okay. How do you get that out of the ice now?
My question was, what were they doing on the ice to begin with?
I'd be afraid to even walk on it at that point, let alone drive a whole truck on there.
A whole truck. Like I said, I'm glad that there were no injuries. Everyone escaped safely. But I mean, like, I'm sure the driver pretty bummed. you know.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a nice truck.
A little
You just
bit.
lost your car.
Doing a little shoulder lean in the water.
Never prepared for that, I guess.
No.
Well, guys, we're not talking about record-breaking warmth like we just had yesterday, but still a mild day today and through Thursday before we see a bigger cool down. We're at 31 right now. Skies are slowly starting to see more cloud cover move in out there all across the area. Winds are calm. That'll change later. Sunset 5:31 p.m. But yeah, we're looking at clouds increasing through the rest of the day and storm chances by the evening and tonight. But 53 today, still mild and well above average, but not the 60s we just had across a lot of the area yesterday. It was beautiful. Hope you had a chance to get out and about. We still do have a couple more warm days before snow and 30s return. We'll time everything out coming up.
Sounds good. Also coming up, Andrew's talking Badger men's hoops if they made the latest top 25 poll, in which Badger just got Big Ten Player of the Week honors.
And with the Best of Madison 2026 underway, I'm digging into the stats of just how much of an impact you have at home and highlighting what makes living in the 608 so great.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Oh, you know, we've been telling you about the Best of Madison 2026 for a while now, which is already underway, and we're highlighting what makes living in the 608 so great.
Josh Bryder here in studio with us with how much an impact you have at home in this process. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, you two. The month of February kicks off the Best of Madison every year, and since we're already halfway through the nomination process, I wanted to dig a little deeper into the numbers. Right now on channel3000.com, click on the Madison Magazine tab, and you'll find the Best of Madison right at the top of the page. This is where all month long you can write in your 2026 nomination in each category. This is anything from food and drink, arts and entertainment, home and auto, lifestyle, health and medical, and healthy living. It's important to note that you can nominate daily through February 28th. Our friends at Madison Magazine are the ones who put this on every year, so I asked them about how many folks they get in the process. Well, here's what I learned, and I found some of this very interesting. Last year alone, there were 35,000 total users, close to 17,000 of them brand new. The most popular voting zip code location, 53711. This primarily covers southwestern parts of Madison, extending into the city of Fitchburg. There were 102,590 nominations in total. Total votes, this is a big one. 296,332. Wow. That's huge. That's like more than the population of the city of Madison. And finally, the most popular age range of voters, 35 to 44. So here's your chance to be part of something pretty cool and unique to the Madison area in the year ahead. A heads up, round 2 and the final vote comes in June. I can't believe we're already over halfway done with February, so the nomination process is winding down. But just some interesting facts. I'm like, you know, I know this is a big deal. I just wanted to see how many people in Madison Magazine were like, it's big and it keeps going up because everyone loves to highlight, you know, everything in their neighborhood that they love each and every day.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see the push behind some of the local favorites, you know, on social media, encouraging everybody to get out there and vote. It's really cool to see it. I did not expect to see numbers that big, though.
Isn't that insane? You know? And I just love, like, the variation of everything, right? Like, there's just so many different things that you wouldn't even think of that you can vote right now.
Very nice. So, still time to do so.
There is. You can also vote for us for Best News Team, by the way. Writing Chris, Kyrie, Josh, Savannah, and Michelle Renee.
I'm thinking about voting for us.
Yeah, you know.
I haven't made up my mind yet.
Well, please don't vote for the others.
They'll say yes. Yeah, thanks for waking up with us. You know, it's just a little push.
Unless it's News 3 Now, we'll support our team.
Yes, of course, of course. Well, Josh, thank you.
You bet.
Remember to let Josh know what inspired you in the 608. You can reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Do they have a meteorologist category this year? I don't remember.
Just TV personality.
TV personality.
Yeah.
The real deal burrito.
Vote for us, yeah. Put in real deal Savannah burrito. Guys, I called for the high in the lower to mid 60s yesterday, and we did just that, 64. That shattered our 45-year-old previous record of 57. A lot of other areas at least saw the lower to mid 60s. Couple areas far north, Watoma, up near Camp Douglas, only saw the upper 50s, but it was beautiful nonetheless. And we still have mild temperatures today. Don't get me wrong, we're not going to go breaking any records, but at least we're still going to be in the 50s today. But we trade in in the sunshine we had yesterday for cloud cover and storm chances later in the day. 31 right now, 50 at lunchtime, topping out at 53 later this afternoon. And this is how breezy it's going to be over the next couple of days. So today, about 20 to 25 miles per hour. They jump up closer to 30 to 35 miles per hour tomorrow. That includes tonight into early tomorrow morning too. Thursday, they come down a little bit. And then check out what we're heading into the weekend with. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gusts could top out around 40, maybe even a little bit higher than that. So very strong winds Friday into the weekend. That's also when we're tracking a big cool down. So cloud cover, decent temperatures until then, but then we have the rain and storm chances that return closer to dinner time. Few spotty showers cannot be ruled out that develop west of Madison. I just think we're going to see much more rain, pockets of heavy rain, and some isolated thunderstorms move in once we get closer to about 10 p.m. to midnight. And you can see a lot of yellows. Those are all the pockets of heavier showers. We're not expecting widespread severe weather, but some isolated non-severe thunderstorms can't be ruled out. There might be 1 or 2 warnings that go out for gusty winds with those severe thunderstorms if we're able to see that, but again, not expecting widespread storms. And then that moves out. We're drying out for Wednesday morning and early afternoon before we start to see wintry mix north of Madison move back in. Now I think Wisconsin delves northward, sees that, and more so across central Wisconsin. Most of us should be dry the rest of tomorrow, with our next better chance returning by Thursday. This is not going to be until closer to dinner time, maybe a little earlier, 4 to 5 p.m., but this will increase in coverage. We're looking at some pretty heavy showers again. And then as temperatures fall down closer to freezing level or in the mid-30s west of Madison, as early as about 6 to 7 p.m., that's when we're going to see that transition over to snow. And we'll eventually see that in Madison and areas westward. That'll continue into early parts of Friday morning before we start to see conditions dry out. But yeah, we're looking at way cooler temperatures as we head into this upcoming weekend, especially when you compare it to the weekend we just had. Lower to mid-30s, but that's closer to where we should be.
The 3-game stretch that Wisconsin men's basketball just went through was either going to make them or break them. And when that stretch started with a loss at Indiana, it wasn't looking so good. But then last week happened. Bucky beat a pair of top 10 teams and were rewarded for it yesterday, returning to the AP Top 25 poll for the first time since November. And in those 2 wins, Nick Boyd scored 25 and 29 points. And for that, the transfer senior earned Big Ten Player of the Week honors. His 20.6 points per game are the 3rd most in the conference this season. And tonight, Wisconsin plays Ohio State. And while we wait for that, I say that's your morning sports fix. Have a terrific Tuesday.
Andrew, thank you. Still ahead, people can't stop talking about this wild pizza idea, but now the restaurant is changing course.
And also ahead, a party on Lake Mendota, leaving behind more than memories. Garbage covering the ice. A water biologist warns the trash could harm the lake for years to come.
Welcome back. Here's a look at what's trending this morning. So Buck's Coal-Fired Pizza in North Palm Beach, Florida will no longer be offering their viral iguana pizza topping, the one that put them on the map. So the restaurant went viral during the recent historic cold snap with videos you may have seen of, the iguanas freezing, laying in the parking lots. So they turned the crazy idea of turning iguanas into pizzas. So customers rushed in, inspired to try something new, and the orders piled up. Owner Frankie says they received about 1,500 requests, but the popularity also sparked complaints to the health department, with some concerned about animal cruelty, despite no live iguanas being used in the restaurant.
So they weren't real iguanas to begin with?
I mean,
So what's the controversy?
Yeah. Were they using the deceased?
But were you down in Florida around this time where they were falling out of the trees?
No,
it was
we were lucky enough to be there when the weather was actually more Florida-like.
Yes.
But I know a lot of people, there were parts that they saw snow in Southwest Florida.
That was wild.
The areas that normally do not see snow. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would not try that though.
Yeah.
No.
But
With iguana or without iguana.
Tried just about anything once.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no, I'm good. Well, you may want to take a look outside. The Ring of Fire annular solar eclipse is happening today. So right here in Central Time, you can catch a partial eclipse. The sun will be partially covered by the moon, peaking at about, we're already past the time, 6:12 a.m. But they say it won't end until about 8:27 a.m. So the full Ring of Fire effect will only be visible along a narrow path across Antarctica for those lucky. penguins out there, but everyone else in the region can still enjoy the partial eclipse. Remember, don't look directly at it unless you have those special glasses or a special viewing device, of course.
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire. Yeah,
I missed the Ring of Fire weather pattern we had last summer.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I know, but we had record-breaking warmth yesterday. It was beautiful outside. Still got the 50s the next couple of days before we have a big cool down, and we have multiple systems to track before we get there.
All right, Savannah, thank you. And then up next in my Time for Kids report, I'll show you how a little laughter goes a long way.
Breaking news this morning. Reverend Jesse Jackson has died. A look at his life and legacy, including his most recent speeches in Wisconsin.
Plus, spring primary elections are today. Why officials say turnout is expected to be low.
And that does make me a little bit worried about all dog park.
And some dog park concerns why the Warner Park Dog Park is closed.
And a northern Wisconsin rarity, the last time these ice caves were open to the public.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Tuesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie-Ann Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning.
All right. Yesterday, record-breaking highs. I mean, you smashed it. Did you get the shorts on yesterday?
I didn't have the shorts on, but I really didn't have to have the jacket on, really. So that was nice. Got out to the park and enjoyed it. Did you guys get out there?
Yeah, I got the shorts out
you
for sure.
Too.
You know it.
I had the shorts on too. I went to Lake Kegonsa State Park. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Am I right?
I'm not gonna argue with you, so I'm assuming that's right.
It was beautiful
Right.
outside. Yeah, we hit 64. Our previous record, 57. So we shattered a 45-year-old record yesterday. 31's where we sit right now. It's not going to be as nice as yesterday. We had sunshine. It was breezy. That'll continue today, the breezy conditions, but we'll see a lot more cloud cover. And then we're even tracking some isolated thunderstorms and pretty widespread rain in by tonight into early Wednesday. Temperature is going to be in the lower 50s this afternoon, but then a few storms could be possible tonight. We've got a small chance of mixed precipitation Thursday, Friday, and maybe a few snowflakes Saturday. We're definitely looking at much cooler air Friday and this weekend. That'll settle in for quite some time, nowhere near records. We'll have a look at how cool it's going to get and how breezy it'll be heading into the weekend, also coming up.
All right, sounds good, Savannah. Thank you. We want to get back to our breaking news this morning. Following the death of civil rights leader Jesse Jackson, who died at the age of 84.
He had been hospitalized in November for observation related to a degenerative condition. His family says he died peacefully this morning. Jackson marched alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and later ran for president. Long known for his activism and political influence, Jackson dedicated his life to advancing civil rights around the world. As a young man, he became a part of Dr. King's inner circle, and he was with King when he was assassinated. Over the years, Jackson received more than 40 honorary doctorates from universities across the country.
Reverend Jackson made some notable visits to Wisconsin. In 2011, he rallied thousands of protesters during the Act 10 protest at the state capitol and marched alongside them. He also spoke in Kenosha in 2020 following the deadly shooting of Jacob Blake and the protest that followed. CBS Mornings will have extensive coverage of the life and legacy of Jesse Jackson following News 3 Now this morning at 7 o'clock.
6:32 locally today, voters around the state will narrow down who they want to see on their ballot during the spring election.
They are nonpartisan races today. There is no statewide race on the ballot, meaning ballots are going to look different from community to community. In Madison, the city clerk estimates an 8 to 10% turnout. We asked UW professor Mike Wagner why turnout for a spring primary is so low.
Without races where we're learning about them through advertising or races that are going to be close, it's hard to get people motivated to show up in this particular kind of election.
A key race to watch for is a seat on Branch 1 of the Circuit Court. 3 candidates are vying for Supreme Court Justice Susan Crawford's seat. There are also 3 Dane County supervisor races on the ballots today for Districts 12, 15, and 28. Polls open up here in 27 minutes, and it'll close at 8 o'clock tonight. To find out what's on your ballot and check your voter registration status, just go to channel3000.com.
In developing news, a dog has died and others have become ill after visiting Warner Dog Park. The Madison Parks Department says an 8-year-old dog became sick and passed away suddenly. Out of caution, the dog park has been closed since Saturday. The Parks Department has not said when it will reopen, whether more dogs have been affected, or what owners should do if they recently visited.
I'm really curious to see what they find is the cause because, if it's a dog-to-dog transmission thing, then that does make me a little bit worried about all dog parks.
Well, now I'm kind of like, if there's something on that side, then like, do I want to walk along the fence here, right? Like, how far does it spread? But like, I also can't imagine like what it would be.
We reached out to the Madison Parks Department for an interview, but we haven't heard back yet. A sign outside the locked gate suggests dog owners go to Demetral or Sycamore as alternative options.
Madison police say the number of stolen car cases is up. Police report a 19% increase in stolen vehicles over the past year. The data shows 37 vehicles were stolen just last month. 68% either happened on the north or east side. They say thieves tampered with steering columns or broke out the sunroof. Others used professional technology designed for locksmiths. New this morning, Arizona authorities are now saying Nancy Guthrie's family members are not suspects in her disappearance.
Investigators are now using technology to search for the 84-year-old. One device called a signal sniffer can help locate electronic signals like those from Nancy's pacemaker. Investigators are also examining the suspect's clothing, which may have all been purchased from Walmart.
Was the ski mask, the backpack, and all the holster, all those things, were they bought at the same time? If that's the case, that's going to really narrow it down.
President Donald Trump has issued a new ultimatum to Nancy's kidnapper, saying he would ask the U.S. Department of Justice to seek the death penalty if she is not alive.
In more local news, online enrollment is now open for the Madison School District's 4K and 5K programs for next school year. You can enroll if your child will be 4 years old on or before September 1st. If you live both within or either within or outside the district's attendance boundaries, you can enroll if your family lives outside district boundaries. You'll also need to apply for open enrollment.
The River Food Pantry is celebrating 3/4 of a ton of food donated during a Pack the Pantry event. Using their new drive-thru, donors dropped off everything from non-perishable foods to toilet paper and even cash. Donations made during the event will be matched up to $10,000. The pantry received $3,500 in donations.
Well, now to a mess on Lake Mendota. Every winter, UW-Madison fraternity hosts a party there to raise some money for epilepsy. You may have heard of that. Well, this year that party was canceled because of a disagreement, we're not sure what, between the fraternity and the university. That did not stop, though, the party on Saturday and the aftermath, which was a lake covered in garbage. A water biologist says this can have a major impact on the lakes.
So you can think of like a glass bottle just like sinking to the bottom and staying there, but that label might dissolve. All those like synthetic dyes that are in the lettering, might get into the water.
News 3 Now reached out to the university for comment and to get some answers, but have not heard back.
Take a look at this here. In northern Wisconsin, a rare sight. The Myers Beach Ice Caves are open to the public for the first time in 11 years. The caves border Lake Superior and are formed by waves and freezing conditions. Crowds arrived facing long lines and nearly 3-hour shuttle waits. Apostle Island's national lakeshore officials warn conditions can change rapidly and visitors should check the park website before going. Access to the caves depends on sustained cold, calm winds and stable ice.
Oh, it's so cool. How magnificent. Rare opportunity to see some of Wisconsin's just up there. That country is just beautiful, and an opportunity like this, how could you pass that up if you were around there?
First time for 11 years. My mom, brother, and I actually went up to the Apostle Islands for the first time in September last year. So cool. I would love to get to do this.
Yeah, because you were up that way over the weekend.
I know. I was up in like the Hayward area, so if I had one more day off of work, I would have probably made the trek.
It's funny to think about because there's a lot of up north in Wisconsin. You get up north to Hayward, and you're still at an hour and a half away from the Apostle Islands, right?
Yeah. Wow. Exactly. Yeah, we had record-breaking warmth yesterday. It was so nice. Now it's not going to be as nice today. We've got clouds, not the sunshine we had yesterday. Still mild, but it'll still be breezy. And then we also will have a chance of rain that'll move in, I think closer to dinner time. So most of the day will be dry, just thicker clouds. And that is already what a lot of us are waking up to. Once we reach about 6 to 7 or even 8 p.m., that's when we're going to start to see the rain develop. And then maybe even storm chances once we get closer to 11 p.m. to midnight heading into early Wednesday. Wednesday. We'll have a look at what areas could see the best chance of severe weather the next couple of days and how strong our winds are going to go as we head into the weekend.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Coming up, we've been telling you to nominate and vote for the best of Madison in 2026. I'll break down some of the stats on just how big of an event this is in the 608.
And in my Time for Kids report, why we're taking a moment to laugh a little.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
6:42. You know, we've been telling you all about the Best of Madison nomination for this year, and this morning we are highlighting just what makes living in the 608 so great.
Josh Fighter is here with us in studio with just how much of an impact you at home have in this process. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. The month of February kicks off the Best of Madison every year, and since we're already halfway through the nomination process, I wanted to dig a little deeper into the numbers. Right now on channel3000.com, click on the Madison Magazine tab and you'll find the Best of Madison right at the top of the page. This is where all month long you can write in your 2026 nomination in each category. This is anything from food and drink, arts and entertainment, home and auto, lifestyle, health and medical, and healthy living. It's important to note that you can nominate daily through February 28th. Our friends at Madison Magazine are the ones who put this on every year, so I asked them about just how many folks they get in this process. Well, here's what I learned, and I found some of this very interesting. Last year alone, there were 35,000 total users, close to 17,000 of them brand new. That's almost half. The most popular voting zip code location, 53711. This primarily covers southwestern parts of Madison, extending into the city of Fitchburg. There were 102,590 nominations in total. And total votes, get this, 296,332. That's a big number, almost 300,000. And finally, this is also kind of cool, the most popular age range of voters, 35 to 44. So now here's your chance to be part of something pretty cool and unique to the Madison area in the year ahead. A heads up, round 2 and the final vote comes in June. So make sure you get those nominations in over the next, 10 days or so as February winds down.
Out.
Isn't that crazy?
Shorter months.
Big numbers. I found that interesting. I was like, I wanted just to see how many people, took part.
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, you can,
yes, yeah.
You can vote once a day. Is that the deal?
You can nominate once a day through February.
Once a day.
And then I believe once June comes around, then it's just one vote you have for that. So
one vote.
Yeah, got to make your voice heard. It's just interesting, and I think it's so cool to see so many businesses, organizations. This is a big deal for them because they get to kind of, prop themselves up as the best of Madison. And I mean, it's competitive. We have a lot of good things around here.
Yes, and it's hard to just narrow it down to those. So yeah, may the best one win, but of course everyone has something special in their own way.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
All right, Josh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him either on social media or email us for a chance to be featured.
6:44. Savannah's here to plan your day. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Not the record-breaking warmth we had yesterday, but we're still going to be well above average. 53 is your forecast high later today. We're at 31 right now. Some spots are in the mid-30s. We do have cloud cover that's building back in, and it'll be breezy. Not right now, but once we reach the afternoon, winds are going to come back up, gusting to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Then we have the chance of storms that move in later. As we get closer to the evening, and more specifically, I think the night time frame is when we're going to have to watch for these. We don't have a chance of widespread severe weather, although a couple of isolated strong to severe thunderstorms cannot be ruled out. This green color is one level below the marginal risk of severe weather, which is technically a level 1 out of 5. So we don't have that threat here, but just that lighter green shade. That's for today. And then we have another chance as we get into Thursday, too, for most of the area. The entire state has that general thunderstorm tag as we get into today. Let's time the system out. So clouds and dry conditions most of the day. Could see a few showers develop closer to dinner time. This is about 6 p.m. But then that widespread rain will start to move in about 9 to 10 p.m. at the earliest, really ramping up closer to midnight where we do have pockets of heavy showers that move in, and then also the chance for those isolated thunderstorms. If we are able to see a couple of warnings, it's mainly going to be for winds, not the hail. We do not have a tornado threat across the area tonight, just the wind threat. That's going to be first and foremost, along with the heavy rain and pockets or areas of flooding because of the warm temperatures led to snow melting. And then we've got the widespread rain not only today, but chances also return once we get later into the day tomorrow. So Wednesday morning after about 4 to 5 a.m. we dry out until closer to 5 to 6 p.m. when a wintry mix will move in north of Madison. I think we'll stay dry across Dane County until Thursday afternoon when our next system arrives. This will bring us some pretty widespread showers too. This is into now dinner time Thursday. Still seeing rain across most of the area, but Boscobel and northwestward up towards La Crosse could start to see those light snow showers. I think some of that could come down heavy, and it'll be a wet snow because temperatures will be close to freezing level. By the time we head into early Friday morning, that's when we're looking at that transition over to snow. Friday into this upcoming weekend, we could have winds gusting upwards of about 40 to 45 miles per hour. So breezy and much cooler as we get Friday into this upcoming weekend.
All right, sounds good. Now let's take a look at your first warn traffic. We got a disabled vehicle down in Rock County that may be blocking the shoulder, but nothing major that should be slowing you down this morning. Drive times looking real good.
In this week's Time for Kids, a recipe for health, we're taking a moment to laugh a little because research shows it's actually good for your health. SSM Health doctors say a big belly laugh can lower stress hormones, help your heart while increasing good cholesterol levels and boosting your overall mood. I visited Lincoln Elementary in Madison, where fifth graders shared their silly, creative short stories and proved that a little laughter goes a long way. And who makes you laugh?
My sister and friends, because my sister makes me do TikToks and stuff.
My friend Frobro makes me laugh.
My dad makes me laugh by telling me really funny Star Wars memes.
Me and my little sister make each other laugh. I like to make people laugh, and I love to laugh.
I think this 5th grade class makes me laugh a lot.
I told you they're a little silly. Once upon a time.
Boom, everything explodes but you go to a different planet.
You are 3 years old, and you love dumpsters. I also grabbed my big brother and put him into a box, then delivered him all the way to China. My mom told me to put the trash away.
You sent all the chickens and quails to the next galaxy.
I said a chicken to a frog. Hot dogs are better.
Nope, hot dogs eat you. I like eating toast.
There was a green raccoon named Gary. He lived in a dumpster filled with pink cupcakes.
This doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense, but a raccoon named Grandpa. You really don't make sense.
My grandpa's named Joe. He's a Skippy Sigma dumpster. Dumpsters! Live on Channel 3 News, except not live.
Say good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. You wonder how to fly a rocket ship, so you ask your grandpa. Then you're riding a talking dumpster across the sea. And then you eat him. He's gross. You're gross. Everyone is gross. Thanks for joining us and have a wonderful Wednesday. These fifth graders were, I loved being around them.
How could you keep a straight face reading something like that?
I really was trying my best, but they asked to hear that one of their stories in my news voice, and so I had to deliver for them.
She sure did.
Had to do it for them. So take
Full
time
commit.
to laugh. Yes, I had to lock in. Yeah, they had me laughing the whole time, but yeah, just take a little bit of time to laugh today.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
It's contagious.
Exactly.
I love it. It's fun stuff. All right, 6:50 here on your Tuesday morning. Listen to this. More women are choosing to travel by themselves. Does that surprise you, Kyrian?
No, actually.
Yeah, we're kind of tough to travel with, aren't we? A recent report from Grandview Research finds women make up 2/3 of solo travelers around the world. The same report finds the segment generated over $262 million in revenue in 2024. It's expected to reach almost $600 million by 2030. Some choosing secluded escapes with spas or activities like ropes courses.
Even if you travel really well with somebody, there's always that part that is worried about what is the other person experiencing or what are they wanting to experience.
The Grandview Research Report also finds the #1 reason women want to travel by themselves is because they're sick of their husbands.
Oh, well,
Kidding.
I was like, I don't think that's
sorry.
what it says.
This says freedom in their itinerary, which is code for they're sick of their husbands.
I don't know if that's the truth. Sometimes
You're telling me you never want to break from your husband every once in a while?
I like traveling with him. He doesn't make it hard because I'm the one, he goes with the
all the work?
flow. He goes with the flow. So I'm like, as long as I get the say in it,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm here for it. But yeah, girls trips a little bit harder because you want to make sure everyone's having a good time.
Okay.
So yeah, so solo I can see why. But hey, to each their own. Coming up in the morning sprint, we're already looking ahead to summer though. Ahead, the group that will close out the state fair.
And we wish a happy birthday to Veda. Happy birthday. Hope you have a great one. We're back with the sprint next. .655, time for the morning sprint.
Breaking news, civil rights leader Jesse Jackson has died. Long known for his activism and political influence, he was a part of Martin Luther King Jr.'s circle and also later ran for president. His family said in a statement that he died peacefully this morning. He was 84 years old.
It's the day of the spring primary elections. No statewide races on your ballot. Polls open in just a couple of minutes at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. tonight. You can find all the information you need to know at channel3000.com.
The Beach Boys will headline the final day of the state fair. The show is set for August 16th and will be part of the band's latest tour, The Sounds of Summer. Tickets for the show will go on sale on Friday.
We had record-breaking warmth yesterday. We are not going to be as warm this afternoon, but still in the 50s. I just don't think we're going to be setting new record highs like we did yesterday. Shattered that one yesterday by reaching 64. That was set over 45 years ago. So it was beautiful. I hope you guys had a chance to get outside because we got clouds and then storms later tonight.
I know. I just held on to it while I could.
I know when you have that one nice spring day, got to take advantage of it.
That's right. Savannah, thank you.
CBS Mornings is next.
Next newscast at 9 a.m.
Have a good Tuesday.